You joined, this is Maraga, Chief Justice, the former Emeritus Chief Justice Maraga, at the State of the Nation address that he had at Ufungamano. What were some of the highlights that you picked from that particular State of the Nation address? Issues of accountability, issues of fighting corruption, issues of youth. You know, there were a raft of issues. Yeah. He's actually criticized cash handouts and patronage politics, saying they reflect the depth of the country's social and economic decline. So do you really hold with that particular statement? Yes, and many people do. Even as we discuss the by-election in Kalau right now, and the past by-elections, yes, and the frequent visits, you know, arranged visits of people to State House for cash handouts. Those have been issues that are very live in people's minds, because this is the money that could otherwise be giving us critical services that is being abused. So all those issues are pertinent. Yeah. All right. And there's also a very interesting story that we just ran by our viewers regarding the 45-day retreat of Rigathi Gachagua. That one I would rather you ask him when you see him. I'm actually, But I'm objecting. Yes, I'm objecting to being asked about another candidate when I'm come on set. No, but actually the context why I'm asking this question is the polarization that we've had in our politics recently. Even you as a politician, sometimes you normally feel spent, that you maybe need to retreat and reflect on how also the affairs and the politicking that you've been doing, or the brand of politics that we've actually been given Kenyans, is it really working or not? And I think this is a good moment to also for him to reflect. You know, in military, they always say that there are 3 R strategies, that you retreat sometimes, then you recoup, and then you relaunch. And I know you, now that also you're honestly going out to the PLP party on the Purple Trail, at some point you'll have to retreat, recoup, and then maybe relaunch. Everybody does it differently, yes. But me time, reflection is very important in everyday life. And that's why even when God made the world, one day became a rest day during the 7-day working week. Yeah. But maybe just given also the current state of play of our politics, how would you gauge and characterize our brand of politics from your own assessment? I would say that the Kenya Kwanza administration and its leader, Dr. Ruto, have managed to show that they're totally incapable of steering the nation. Corruption is at an all-time high. This is a grabber's paradise. People are losing land to grabbers, and some courts are not helping either because they're siding with the grabbers. When cases are taken to court, not the complainant is necessarily listened to. The case can be flipped and the victim ends up being the accused. It's a time that the Kenya Kwanza administration is telling the police to shoot to kill. That was Murkomen, and Ruto reinforced it by saying shoot them in the leg. We know Rex Masai was shot in the leg and he died. So reinforcing orders of shoot to kill. I think, and then goonism, goons who are owned and were raised by the state following the Gen Z protests. We saw them walking with the police, working with the police, and now an informer has said that even when they are doing those operations, they are joined by plainclothes officers. So they are protected, in other words, lest they go in and are overpowered. So it's really an all-time low. And then the likes of Chivao, a criminal, you know, a former jailbird in his own country, being given a contract. The very Adani contract that was rejected is now with Chivayo. So this is Adani through a different face, because Adani appeared to have a connection with State House because the way Ruto was defending that contract and his cronies. We have seen Adani with him. So we know he had an interest. All right. I surmise that he had an interest. We'll come to that. And now Chivayo is his bosom buddy who walks in and out of State House as though it was his relative's house. Now he's gotten a contract. We are being told contracts are no longer given through the process we know. You pick them at State House when you go for tea. All right.